All right, well, welcome everybody. So this is our review of the Tier 8 Alliance, a British premium sub that totally does not look like the Red October. I mean, look at this thing. Um, she's brand new in World of Warships, as is the British Tech Tree line of submarines. And I know some of you guys are. Let's just put it this way: submarines have split the game, uh, the people that play the game, the community a little bit. Um, so we're not gonna go too much into that, but we're gonna take a look at the ship. We're gonna talk about its abilities. For those of you guys who don't know, when I do reviews, I do them live. So I'm on stream right now. Those of you guys that are watching me on stream, you're welcome to ask questions, put down your beliefs, your thoughts on the ship as you watch, your impressions. Later, this is going to get posted on YouTube. When you watch this on YouTube, by all means, do the same thing. Let me know what you guys think about the ship. Is it something you want in your port? Is it something you want to stay the F away from? That's good stuff. In addition, on the YouTube channel, there should be some instructions for how you can get your very own Tier 8 Alliance just for watching and doing a little bit of, extra worky work. So let's take a look at the sub. First of all, some of the things that are interesting about it are the homing torpedoes. Now, these things reload every 30 seconds. That's a very quick reload. However, they're extremely slow at 42 knots, and the torpedo range is 10 kilometers. Okay? So, honestly, it's relatively easy for a ship to outrun these torpedoes, at least get out of effective range, if they are like full speed away from you. So I think the Alliance, the important thing about that is you need to make sure that you are targeting ships that are either stationary or ships that are going to be coming towards you. And then we also have our regular dumbfire torpedoes that you can use for shotgunning. As you can see, switching to the shotgun torpedoes is only 6 seconds. That's really quick. You got 7-kilometer range, and the speed is, much faster, but it's a little bit more of a challenge to be able to utilize these. Now, I'm not the best sub player in the world, and I want to put that out there just so everybody is aware, okay? But I went ahead and I went with this kind of a build for the sub because I figure I have a limited number of charges for DCP. I've only got 3 of them. So I want to buff the amount of time that DCP charge is active, which is why I went with Damage Control Mod 1. Plus, I've got so freaking many of these in my inventory that I figured I'll just go ahead and, pop one on. And then here's the signals I'm choosing to run. Now, I should also mention that this ship was provided to me for free by Wargaming for review purposes, so you all can take a look at how the ship performs and stuff without spending your own money. So we've got, I went with Liquidator into Preventative Maintenance. From there, I believe I went into Watchful, which is kind of nice to get an idea of, this is almost like the mod that I use for Minimat, the Battleframe mod. We all like to have enlarged shafts, so that makes sense. Improved battery efficiency is very, very helpful. And then, of course, Adrenaline Rush to increase the speed at which your torpedoes reload. And then Consumables Specialist, so we get an additional DCP, and we're able to use those consumables quicker. All right. Now, I already see somebody in chat saying they got Alliance in the first submarine bundle for 1,000 dubs. You don't play subs, but it's a premium, so congratulations. How can you get this ship? Well, you can get it by going into the submarines, and let's see. I believe it's right here, right? Yep. In your random bundles. It's up to you if you want to play the lottery and see if you can get it. My recommendation, if that's the case, you can get a 25% discount at 35 bundles. So, assuming you've got the doubloons to play with, I would say you go 35 or 15 or 5, depending on what kind of discount you want to use, and then you go from there. One thing I like about subs is the ability to be instantly the most powerful piece in the game. One ping makes captains just cringe in fear. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. All right. I went over captain skills. I went over all that kind of stuff. So I think we're ready to go into battle. And guys, when I go into battle with subs, this is all live. I don't cherry pick replays. I could show you guys a replay from Tuesday when I played the sub, but I kind of feel like you all deserve to see just a quick and random game, and you know, so you can get an idea of the sub's characteristics. So this is a replay that I covered on Tuesday, and let me go ahead and just kind of speed things up a bit. You know, I never took a screenshot of me in the sub, so let me do that real quick too. I was forced to dive there because of the fact that I had planes coming by. That's kind of a fun screenshot, right? Actually, maybe I'll go more like this. There we go. Close enough. So, in this particular battle, there's 2 destroyers and 1 sub. Destroyers are most likely on either side, sub is most likely in the middle, based off of my team's deployment. I'm divisioned up with, hey, it's Gabe Tada in the Parsival and Foxapalooza, sorry, in the San Diego.
Attention, reporting the target position.
So, my thinking on this is I want to make my way towards the middle of the enemy position and just kind of see where they are. Now, when you're playing subs, you can spend a lot of time on the surface like I did in the previous game, or you can spend a lot of time diving. I was concerned about the planes, so I stayed down for quite a while. I probably could have gone back up in surface tier, or at least gone to periscope depth. The only problem with that is there's a lot of radar on the enemy team too, so you want to kind of be careful about that. I believe if you're at periscope depth, you get detected by radar. Like I said, I haven't played subs enough to be definitive about that kind of stuff, alright? But I do see my teammate in the San Diego going by B, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, I can go and surface and get this cap. So why not? So, both of us end up getting into the B cap, so we can take that pretty quickly. You can see I'm starting to come up for the surface. On periscope depth, you get spotted by full range of hydroacoustic search, right? Yeah, in that last game, it was kind of weird because I was spotted the whole time, even though I was at the very, very bottom. Like I said, I don't know enough about sub mechanics to really understand how all that works, so. But you can see how quickly that torpedo reloads. 30 seconds. It's just sexy. You can spam a lot of torpedoes in a very short amount of time. Again, great against battleships that are sitting still or advancing on your position. Terrible against ships, any ship really, that's running away from you. And that actually gets demonstrated quite well in this battle. So I see the Shikishima, and I also see the Vermont. Both of these are really good targets for me. If Shikishima is going to be the typical, you know, Yamato-style gameplay that sits in the backfield and stuff, then I want to mess up his game. Now, you'll note I'm not pinging early on here, and the reason I'm not pinging is I don't want them to know where I am exactly. Here comes some attack aircraft, so I know I need to dive. But I guess I'm not. Oh, there we go. Fortunately, the attack aircraft went on the other side of the island first. So that's going to allow me to get away with going to periscope depth. I probably should have dove even deeper, but I didn't, because I wanted to be able to keep an eye on the Shikishima and ping here. Like I said, I'm not the best sub player in the world. So I did get a ping out on the Shikishima. Now, this guy immediately recognizes the threat. Notice how he turns away. And he's going to... I'm waiting for my ping to expire, and then I pop another ping out when it's about to expire. And look at that. ASW planes immediately coming from the Shikishima. Now, his problem is he used both of his planes right away, so he has no idea which direction I'm headed. Look at all that spotting damage. I know, right? It's kind of nice, isn't it? Now, Shikishima's running away. Remember, my torpedo range is 10 kilometers, and their speed is only 42 knots. So, yeah. Gonna go ahead and dive a little bit here, I think. No. I think it's more... That's right. I was trying to follow the torpedoes, and I was hitting the C key to change camera position. Because that's what you do with these things, right? Unfortunately, that made me start to dive a little bit. I'm still working out the controls for subs, and I'm actually thinking maybe I should rebind the keys a little bit. Make it a little bit... so I don't, you know, possibly screw that up. Although I don't know what keys I would use to dive and not. Maybe V and B, like V for victory, B for Bravo. If I use both of those, they're at my fingertips. V is what I use for anti-aircraft reinforcement, which you can't do with subs anyways. And I don't think I have anything key to the B key. So I see the Montana come in, and I'm thinking, all right, boys, we're going to go shotgun this guy. Spacebar to dive. That works. Oh, that's weird. I thought that was disabled. Oh, well. So I'm going to get in a shotgun position. I want to go to the side of this Montana. I want to switch to my shotgun torps, which I think I've done right here. And I'm going to surface and turn and just blast this guy. At least that's the plan. Spacebar to dive. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea, actually. So here we go. I'm getting up to periscope depth. And shotgun ready to go. And I'm salivating, right? I'm all excited, right? Oh. And then guess what happens? I get detected, and then boom, Yamato kills him anyways. Shotgun denied. Now, unfortunately, I did get detected there for a sec, but it looks to me like nobody else seems to know or care. So there's a Vermont. Vermont, of course, relatively slow. But I also see the Shikishima is coming towards me. Now, I think this really demonstrates quite well the abilities of the Alliance now. The Shiki is coming in. I don't want to scare off my prey just yet. We saw earlier that he will immediately run away if he thinks he is the target of the sub. So, I want to wait a little bit until he gets like 7 kilometers away. Because then, by the time he turns away, it's too late. And you can see right there, immediately, there's his ASW planes. Immediately. I'm gonna go ahead and dive just to make sure I don't get detected by those planes. Now, I got 2 hits on the Shikishima there. So I'm not gonna use another ping unless the Shiki DCPs. And here we go. You can watch, he manages to dodge those first 2 torpedoes by turning, the first set of torpedoes, I should say. But the next 2 are going to hit. I did get hit there by depth charges, but Shiki at this point is sick of me. He's charging. And he's just waiting for me to show up. I'm out of battery, so I'm forced to surface now. And since the Shikishima is using his ASW on cooldown instead of waiting for me to ping to get a general idea of where I am, I'm able to, like, you know, dodge most of his hate. I'm trying to get two pings, because of course if you get those 2 pings, the torps do more damage. But I'm content with at least getting some hits, because like I said, I'm not much of a sub player. Vermont is now trying to use his ASW where he thinks I am. I managed to get the hits on the Yamato, but of course, or the Shikishima, but of course our Yamato steals yet another one of my kills. Yeah, my spotting is insane. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't like playing subs as, like, you just go and hunt somebody. I'd rather spot for the team. And you can kind of see that here. British pings are pretty slow. It looks like they are. And I have a choice here. I can go back to middle at this point, or I can go chase the carrier and the battleship. Now, I'm looking at the minimap. We're pretty much set on the south, so why not go for the carrier and the battleship? Unfortunately, I'm going to kind of screw this up a little bit, but you can see that with my enlarged shaft at full speed, I am moving at 38 knots. Just, there it is, 38.1 knots. That's right, let's go hunting the carrier. Now, there's a Fletcher that's already hunting the carrier, so I figure, okay, that's going to give me, you know, like a distraction, right? They're going to focus instead on the Fletcher. UK sub so slow. 38.5 knots is where I'm going right now, with the speed I'm going right now. Now watch when I fire off my torpedoes, my homing torpedoes. Remember, their speed is 42 knots. I mean, just let me break free. Just take a look at... I mean... look at that. It's like they're like barely making it out of the sub. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. And I'm barely slower than they are. So, you know, for a target that's like running away, you pretty much have to get very close to your target. You can't be using this at max range. Now, I did screw up here because I was interacting with Chad at the time and I didn't realize how close I was to the Vermont, which is unfortunate because he immediately drops his ASW on me. More importantly, he goes defensive. And I'm forced to duck towards the Fletcher just so that the Vermont is looking at the Fletcher instead of me. Now I'm at my max depth, so I'm popping my consumable to try to spot where the Vermont is. And you can see I've got my ping on the Vermont. My torpedoes are homing properly. He's at 4,000. Unfortunately, he is burning or flooding right now. So I don't think I'm going to get the kill on him. And with the Pobeda there, you have to remember, of course, he's got carrier ASW. Carrier ASW is, you know, a big problem for subs, so you don't want to get yourself detected. Do you notice that the torpedoes fizzled? Even though he's so close to me, he even had enough speed to turn and run away from me. That was frustrating. But that's what happens with a relatively low speed of the submarine. And of course, taking my time, waiting for the opportunity to get those torpedoes off. Look at the Vermont, immediately sees me, immediately uses his ASW. Once again, both charges. He's quite low, so he doesn't care. He's just going to pop them up there. And I believe I dodged all of these because I'm going sideways. One of the things that I've learned being a noob is you turn sideways, or at least at an angle, when you're using your pings. So there you have it, guys. That's my review of the Alliance. Let me know in the comments what you think about the sub, if it's something that you would like to pick up or not. And of course, keep an eye out. I'll have instructions for how you can win your very own Alliance. Thank you very much for watching.